right, hello everybody, and happy Halloween. It's that time of month, and we are here at the West Virginia Penitentiary, sitting on the front porch. We were lucky enough to get into contact with somebody. A huge shout out to our friend Tom, who has been kind of the backbone of being able to do this. We want to send a huge thank you to him, and thank you to everybody here that works at the penitentiary. But we are here on the front steps of probably one of the most notorious or famous buildings. Yeah, infamous buildings here in West Virginia, probably the tri-state area.
Pick your adjective.
Yeah, probably the tri-state area. And we just... It's a kind of an incredible feeling just to be sitting here, feeling the presence of this place looming behind us. There have been some stories that have been shared with us that hopefully we get to have them shared with all of you. But without further ado, let's get right into I guess we can talk about some stuff real quick. We have the Halloween party coming up, kind of in tandem with this. We have the Halloween party coming up the 28th. We're going to be there at River City. That is from 7 to 9. 7:30 to 9. And then we are judging the costume contest.
13 prizes given away that night.
Yeah.
I believe the prizes 8 through 13 are just like some gift cards. 4 to 8 are cash prizes. 2 and 3 are probably a TV, something really nice, and then the grand prize is an all-inclusive trip to Nashville,
which is insane.
No,
I feel like
we're giving that away.
I feel like we have a lot of power in our hands to be able to give that away.
I'm about to just give it to you, whatever you dress up as.
Well, welcome, guys. This is my third time being here this week. Matt, have you been here before?
Yes, I've been here several times. It's been a while, though.
What about you, Chris?
I was thinking about that, Joe. The only time I think maybe I was here was years and years ago at the haunted house. But other than that, no, this is my first time on these grounds, and it maybe ever. I don't know, but it's amazing.
In a way, that's good.
Yeah,
Chris.
It's just amazing to look inside there. Just peek my head in there. Oh, it's creepy.
And I believe we're going to get to go through the haunted house, right?
Yeah. I talked to Tom. They might send us through the haunted house. I don't know about that one. Chris and I might just go on the ghost tour.
No.
You can't.
We're dragging them in with us.
Come on. If you got AFib, you can't go. I don't want to be back into that.
Yeah,
no,
but we might do that. Yeah. So unfortunately, we can't film in the haunted house. So
how long do they run these tonight?
So I think this goes. I think this goes
one at 9.
Yeah, I think it was at 9, but I think they sold tickets all the way up till 10. So I mean, they're going to take tours till the moon comes out.
It looked like about what 20, 25 people on each tour.
I think the first one had maybe 15. I thought
15.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's the max, but I thought they did a head count.
Yeah, so this is going to come out right before their last weekend. So if you're interested in coming down here and touring this place, you can come down here and do their ghost walk, or their north walk, which takes you through a majority of the prison, and you get to go up. You get to go in the basement, you get the boiler room, then the main floor, and then the infirmary up top. You get to go on that on your ghost walk, and that's not where people jump out at you and scare you and do all that kind of stuff.
And
then you can do the actual haunted house, which I believe is called I can't remember the actual name of the haunted house, but you can go through that, and that's where they. That's pretty intense. We got to saw the start of that, the beginning of that 2 days ago. It's a little too much for my speed.
Really?
Yeah. It's he comes out in a bailiff's or whatever, like a sheriff's uniform, slams on the bars. It's nuts. It's pretty crazy. Awesome. So if you're interested in that, you can come down here Friday through Sunday. This is when you see this, the upcoming week is the last week they're going to be doing this. So get your tickets while you can. You can come down here. They got food down here. They'll take you through the tour. And then if you're not interested in any spooky, scary stuff, you can come here. Unfortunately, the season closes with the last week of their haunted stuff. But when spring comes around, you can take a tour of the whole building, and it's kind of a guided tour, a historical tour.
Tell them you're fans of the Pine Room, and they'll probably lock you up forever.
Yeah, you'll get down in cell block A.
Hey, Job, just to be clear, when you said they have food here for sale,
yes,
no, just don't come down.
Don't come down to just eat like. They're not going to give you a corn dog.
There's a food truck down there, isn't there, Mark?
Yeah.
Yes, food truck.
Yeah, food truck.
I think they should do candlelight dinners in there, and in the cells.
Wow, actually, that's not a bad idea.
I like it.
Soup. I'm surprised you're as well together as you
I
are
like
right
this
now.
stuff. I'm a big fan of history, and West Virginia history means a lot.
Now,
so.
how come you were terrified to go to the Bel Air house?
I'm not going, Jub. That's terrifying.
Cross the
Well,
river.
how's it any
Well,
less
no,
scary than this?
No, this is really scary, but I just like this. Like, I think this is cool.
He likes it.
Hey, how about
likes
this?
it.
I stepped back, and for everyone that's watching this, the cameras are on us, and you're almost on the road. And if you go step up right next to the fence and look up, I looked up probably 5 or 6 times and got chills every time I looked
It's
up.
nuts. It's
I
nuts.
remember when I was younger in high school, and first, I don't know why I would come down here when the prison was still open. And I didn't
come play basketball
No, I
or
didn't come to
anything
the.
here?
I didn't
Okay.
come to the. But somebody was telling me they came down. and
No,
played
I know
basketball.
several
They did
older
that,
guys
yeah.
that did that. Yeah,
Yeah, they would play-
Used to come in and play against the inmates.
Shoot, who was it? They had to take everything, leave everything at the gate.
Everything.
But anyway, I remember coming. I don't know why I was down here. Donnie McCormick used to live right up here. I might have been, but I would drive around here. It would just give me creeps to drive. There was 500
Yeah.
of the worst inmates probably in the obviously in West Virginia, but in the country.
Yeah.
I always think of Charles Manson being in here like crazy, and right where we're sitting it'd be to the right watching us is where 12 inmates escaped in 1979.
Yeah.
They got a gun and hijacked a car, shot an off-duty state trooper and killed him, and they took off. And I remember that. That was 1979.
Yeah.
And I was thinking of, like, Donnie, who I mentioned lives right across, how creepy that must have been for them to have 12 inmates.
Wait, 12 dudes got in the same car?
Yeah, they
Well,
came right out
No,
this front
they
door.
came out, and then the one dude pulled the off-duty trooper and his wife out of the car, and then exchanged bullets with him, I believe, and then I think the officer ended up dying.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, and then the dude was on the run for like 11 months or something.
And if I'm not wrong, this is this
Yeah,
the
it's
gate?
where they got out.
So if you
here.
can't see it. Well, you might be able to see it on the wide camera, but we're sitting on literally the front porch. So when you look at the penitentiary online, this is where. And if you're just listening to this, we are right on the front porch, and to the left of us, to your right, is the front gate where the main traffic for this place used to be. Now they've kind of moved it down towards the other wing of the building where the tour and the little museum is for the place. You can go see old Sparky down there, old locked up. But yeah, we're probably in a hot spot for where traffic.
That guy, I'm actually reading the notes that I have on here about that, guys. If you look on the back page there, it's further down on the left side, and it says in 1979 it starts out. But the guy who was like the leader of it, the guy that shot that officer, was Ronald Turney Williams.
Yep.
He was on at large for 18 months. I thought it was only 11. So yeah, he was on the FBI's top 10 most wanted as well.
Oh, he was out for 2 years. He went captured
91?
Yeah, he didn't
81?
get-
81?
Yeah.
Wow.
I wonder how they got him in New York City.
That's a great question. I don't know. I don't
Wait
know.
a second, Matt. Look at
And he's still in custody.
Yeah, he's still alive. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yep.
We should get him on.
That's my dream. I want to. Well, I'm
Yeah,
not a
ask
serial
you-
killer, but he's a murderer.
Ask
That's
you how
kind
he
of
got.
close.
Was he the mastermind?
Well, I don't know, but
Do
he
you know?
ended up being the most known of them because he shot and killed the officer.
And was he the last guy to be captured?
I'm assuming so.
these
Wow.
notes are the 86 riot lasted over 2 days with 3 inmates being killed and leaders of the group demanding to meet with Governor Arch Moore.
Yeah.
Demanding.
Oh,
to
that's
meet
right.
with him.
Arch Moore was governor
Yeah,
back
that's
then.
crazy.
Governor Moore. Yep.
Horrible.
Yeah, so I was doing real quick. I was waiting to tell you this because you're going to see him walk past as well. For those of you that
Who,
that
Arch
are
Moore?
watching, yeah,
Or Robert Turney Williams.
Yeah. But they're
I got
doing-
Archmore's dead.
So our the second ghost tour of the night is going through right now. You'll see him pass the camera. If not, they're going in right
Yeah,
next
small
to
group.
us. Right next to us, they go up into the top floor, the bottom floor, the main floor, and they look for ghosts. And apparently, some stuff happened yesterday. So we'll see if we'll get a thought for these folks when they come out and see if they got anything. But,
Matt, I didn't see anything in the notes there, but I just hear stories about it. What was the decision behind the state of West Virginia to build the penitentiary here besides Morgantown,
Yeah,
right?
those are like kind of like folklore. They say they flipped a coin, but you can't ever find that confirmed anywhere. I do know in one of the things in there about the during the Civil War times they needed a prison in this area. When West Virginia seceded from Virginia, they didn't have anywhere to put all their worst people, so they needed this for a long time. And the amount of labor that went into this, and how many
it's
prisoners
incredible.
prisoners that actually built the place they were going to be in.
now, do you guys know the reason that this place shut down?
Yeah.
I don't know if you have it on.
Well,
here.
I have. In '86, the Supreme Court ruled conditions of the prison, the 5x7 cells fell under cruel and unusual punishment.
So, and
recommended the facility be closed.
And you know that, and it wasn't like the public that filed that lawsuit. It was the inmates themselves. Right. They filed that lawsuit.
And the ACLU and those kinds of those organizations that try to fight for.
And of course, our country.
Yeah, and think about it. That was 86, and then eventually they
gives in. And
so, what's like the range of crimes you could be in here for? So, obviously, murder.
These are the most serious crimes, and I didn't end up putting that on there. I was going to put, rape, murder, just violent crimes, anything that's felony related, and that's going to be extended sentences. A lot of times they would have other prisons for. Like if you were only going to do 1 or 2 years, they wouldn't usually send you to something like this. These are guys doing hard time, rape, murder, kidnapping.
Yeah, one thing I thought which was nuts is the cell size is the same size in general population, which is down towards the end, right when you're looking on the camera. It's down towards the end. The cell size for general population is the exact same size for those that are the worst up here, like right on this side.
And they were overcrowded by like. Oh, what job?
At one point, they had three in a cell.
One guy was sleeping. There was a bunk bed in the cell, and then one guy would sleep on a mattress on the ground.
You saw the cells, didn't you?
Yeah, we saw it on Friday.
Can you believe I mean, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, like Bam out of Bayou couldn't even stretch his arms from one side to the other.
No wonder why they all killed each other. They were like all packed in one room.
Tempers must have been flaring. I mean, these guys were. It said 36 homicides.
Oh my God!
I mean,
that's probably a low number. I'm sure there was far more than
that. Tom took Jubb and I into where the last bullet point you have there, Matt. Where William Red Snyder got killed. The inmate. There's 4 cells in North Hall that are for the worst of the worst. So the 4 worst, and he was the most powerful man in the prison.
Leader of the Aryan Brotherhood.
Right. Red Snyder, and a guy got out.
It's funny you say that, Matt. In his cell, if you go in it now, I don't want to spoil stuff for the tour, but in his cell, you see scrawled right on the wall, Aryan Brotherhood.
I remember that.
Yeah, and they got in and stabbed him 37 times. Well, that must have been...
That was his buddy, too.
That must have took a while to clean that cell up.
Rusty Lassiter.
Yeah, Rusty Lassiter, yes. Yes,
there was a skeleton going by.
Yeah, but we went down into the boiler room when we were here getting some film on Friday, and you'll see some of that film kind of spliced in with this video. But we went down in the boiler room, and they said that there was a guy, I can't remember his name, but they took him down in the boiler room and said, if you run this boiler, we'll put you a room down here. And now I could be getting this wrong, so hopefully I don't. Some of the tour guides will get mad at me. But they took him down into the boiler room, and
the
guard said, "Hey, if you can operate this boiler, and you want, and this is what you want to do, we'll put you an apartment down here, and you stay down here, and you're down here by yourself." So which was a great place compared to the cells that were up here. It was a great area. So I think a couple
condo down there.
I think a couple inmates caught wind of it, and they went down there, found the guy down where he was, and just
the guy that was like living down there, he was one of the warden snitches. Like he was the one that was telling him all this stuff.
The snake.
They took care of him, huh?
Yeah. No, they said I'll leave that out.
Do you guys obviously you guys have seen Shawshank, right?
Yes.
Now, have you seen Escape from Alcatraz with Clint Eastwood? Oh,
you
gotta
gotta
watch it.
Job, you've seen it, right?
Yeah. What about The Rock?
No, that
doesn't quite compare.
No, but
those are the 2 best prison movies.
Oh, ever. Shawshank! You can no matter where you watch, if you catch it in the middle, towards the end,
that scene when they're up on the roof is awesome. When he almost gets shoved off and he saves them.
Oh, because he's going to do their taxes.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah, because didn't he ask that guy if he trusted his wife with the money?
Yeah, they were slopping the hot stuff on the roof
for a couple beers.
And those guys loved him ever since then. They thought he was awesome.
So for those of you that don't know, the prison opened up. Construction began in 1867, opened in 76, and it's been an operation for 100 and if I do my math right here, 95 to what's 95 minus 76. Let me think of my math here.
19.
I'm not helping.
Yeah, I know. So 119 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it's open for 119 years, and if people don't know, if you haven't seen it, which I'm sure people have seen it if you're listening to this, it's been featured on I think 3 or 4 national TV or worldwide TV channels like Discovery Channel, Travel Channel. My boy Zach Bagans was here for Ghost Adventures, and I know we talked about this a lot. But Chris, I know we were just talking before this. You don't believe in any of the haunted stuff.
No, I don't.
Are you a little scared to say that here?
Like,
I'm always a little scared to say I don't believe in it.
No,
like especially when I'm on the territory. Like I don't want them to be like.
It's like going in church and saying you don't believe in God.
I don't want it to be like, all right,
could turn out bad for you.
I'll say it now. I don't believe in any of this stuff. I don't believe in
just where bad people had to live. That's all.
So you guys think when people go in here and they have things that they think happen to them, you think it's all mental?
I think the human brain is so powerful.
That I agree with.
Well, what about people that end up with scratches and stuff on?
Well, that dude, that guy, one of the tour guides showed us a scratch on his arm.
They told him to say that.
I just don't believe
that's not going to draw more people, will it?
Yeah, he said it went through his. It was through his.
Yeah, he had a long sleeve shirt on.
Yeah,
he didn't know how it got there.
And the one had one couple scratches on his back.
I'm not sure.
Joe, will you do me a favor? Actually, if we ever make it really, really big and you don't have to work, will you come work here for a couple months just so you experience?
He doesn't work now.
Listen, I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you, this place is. We went down in this place on Friday.
Yeah,
and it's just. I won't admit. I'm not one to not admit that this place is not scary. It's a scary place. Just being in it is a scary environment. But for the most part, all this stuff, the place is so daunting that I think when people go down there that have a belief that something is real, they're going to find ways to prove it to themselves that things happen.
You just tell me this, though. So I actually think it's scientifically possible for if you're up there, say you're in the just a random room, and you see something move. Like there's, let's say, a picture on the wall, it just falls off. Like, what's your first thoughts? Just
this place. Well, how old are you? This place, 119 years old. Of course, stuff's going to fall around.
Yeah.
Matt, you said
that a ghost didn't do it.
Yeah.
Matt, you said there are supposedly prisoners buried in the walls.
That's what they say.
Yeah,
a lot of times,
that's a little creepy.
A lot of times they wouldn't find the people's families would abandon them. They wouldn't pay for their funerals. So I know there was a situation where guards paid for a guy to be buried on the grounds, and then they say that there's more deaths in here than actually reported, and that people would get rid of guys.
That's nuts.
I don't know how that works.
Bodies up and down.
All right, Cools, what do you think?
Very possible.
What?
Do you believe
prisoners
in this stuff?
helped build this?
Yeah,
so.
right.
I absolutely believe it. Yeah, I just think there's so much crazy stuff going on that why would I choose not to believe it?
Yeah,
right. What's the harm in believing?
Yeah. Until I have concrete, until a ghost comes out.
What, a ghost sits down and eats with you?
I don't ever want to find concrete information.
Now, will you guys?
I would love it.
Will you guys do that? The thing that Tom said for us to do, $55 a guy and get 20 guys.
Absolutely.
Did you guys know about that?
No.
So, if also another thing,
Chris,
you can go.
You'll love this.
And I think it should be an absolute thing that we do. And
mandatory.
If you're listening to it, if you're listening to this, I think you should vote. I think you should send us an email, send us a DM.
No.
Let us know if you want us to do this because I think it's an absolute must do for the group. You can spend. I think it's from 10 till 4 in the morning. 10 till 4 in the morning. You can. They give you free reign of the whole prison. They lock you in here. They lock you in here. It's $55 a guy. You can get a group of 20 and just have the prison to yourself all night.
You know what
you do, though,
dude?
Well,
you go around and hunt ghosts.
Look
it around. And
Chris is out.
I don't want anybody.
We could cook some hot dogs.
I'd love to do it, but I'd get scared.
Chris, you probably want to know if you can drink.
Yeah,
because if you drank, you probably wouldn't be bad.
Why? You think you'd get scared?
Oh, man. If I lost you guys and I got turned the wrong way.
I'd absolutely really like that.
I'd curl up in a corner and wait till light came out. I'd curl up in a corner.
In the words of famous Matt Watson, my heart would be beating through my freaking chest.
Yeah, no.
I'm telling you, if I lost you guys in here and and you guys snuck away and were real quiet, said don't say a word, and I turned the wrong way, I'm telling you, it'd be bad.
You'd be all.
It'd be bad.
I'd be young.
You guys would be like Dumb and Dumber when he was sucking his thumb in
the stall. Yeah.
Like if Mark was all the way at the south end, and say we were all would he if he was yelling for us and we were all the way at the north end, would we hear him?
I don't think. I don't think so.
No
no way. Chris,
this
thing's 3 blocks long.
Well, the first time I ever came by here years ago, I could not believe.
That's unbelievable.
Think about. I mean,
It's
if you were in Wheeling Park High School and you were at one end and screamed at the other, could you hear him?
No,
This
no
thing
way.
is this thing bigger than Park?
Oh my God, yes.
It's
Yeah,
a
so
little
you-
more echo.
yeah.
So
but
when you
probably
do
not.
this, what are you allowed to do? You just bring yourself and a cell
You
phone?
can bring a cell phone. You can bring equipment.
Flashlight?
Can you
like-
bring a flashlight?
Yeah, you can bring a flashlight. Bring any kind
I'll
of
bring
equipment.
food?
Yeah, how do
want.
we eat?
What if I get hungry?
What do you mean? How do we
It's
eat?
10 to
Who's
I
gonna
doubt
be,
if-
who's
I
gonna
doubt
be
if they-
worried about eating?
I
We
doubt
might
if they
be-
DoorDash here, do they?
Walk out to the front gate, pick it
I
up.
asked
Pizza
the girl,
delivery.
Nick will find out if
Would
they
you want
do that.
to? Would you want to do that? I'd do it.
I would.
Oh,
love
I'm
to do
in.
it.
I'm in.
There you go.
I'm in. I'm in.
I would do it just. I would do it.
It's got to be
listen,
everybody.
I'd do it just because you guys are there. But I'll tell you this: I'm gonna be in tears, scared.
Now,
Like,
would say, let's talk about it, guys. Would say do it?
Say's in.
Say said he would not.
Say would be so
I have
scary.
asked Say
Say
said
would
he would not do it for
What if
reasons
we
that I
shot a
cannot
guy in a
say.
cell by accident and couldn't get him out?
He would not do
So
it.
say wouldn't do it?
He would not.
Oh,
I mean,
thought
I
Say
think
would
if we
do it.
begged him
Yeah,
enough,
if we got him to do
But-
it, he would do it. He absolutely
Would
do
Tommy
it.
Morgan
bring
do
snacks.
it? Would Tommy
Well, I
do
don't
it?
know if Tommy would.
What about Ace, Matt?
Yeah.
Oh, Ace, 100%.
Yeah.
Oh,
You think Ace would have fun?
Oh my
Absolutely.
God!
He
yeah.
would definitely.
how
want
about
to drink.
Champ?
He don't want to
Well,
know.
Champ wouldn't know what was going on. He
He'd
falls
sleep
asleep.
a lot.
Hey, let's put the pro football game on. He'd be yelling, Where's the
What's her name?
TV?
Tina?
Tina, yeah.
Tina's the head tour guide here. I just asked her, do people ever sleep? And she said, no, there's not many people that come in here and sleep. Besides a grandma
Just
that'll
gonna get some
besides
good
a grandma
shut-eye
that'll
in
come
here.
in and
Yeah,
just,
where are you gonna-
she'll
where are you
stick she'll
gonna
stick
lay?
herself in the gift shop in the AC and take a nap in the middle of
Can you now you say can
I
you
wanna
go
lay
to
in
all
Sparky.
the, all the
All
levels?
floors, all levels.
I mean, we could like if Champ,
Play hide
when
and
he
go
usually
seek.
falls asleep, we could lift him,
Play
sit him in
laser
old
tag
Sparky.
in here or something.
Put Champ in old Sparky.
Old Sparky.
Take some pictures of it.
That'd be hilarious.
But yeah,
Put him
now,
in-
is that year round? You can do that.
I
or-
think I think you could do.
I like to do it in the
year-round.
coldest
I'm
day
in.
of the year.
Yeah, I'm in.
Absolutely
They
not.
said
I'm
in
in.
here.
They
Oh,
said-
cool, he's out then. That's,
Absolutely not. If there's snow on this place,
I don't want to do it when
Well,
it's
Tom said
hot.
this place gets incredibly cold when it's winter out.
It's cold
they
in
say-
there now.
They say it's colder in there than it is out here when it gets to the winter.
Well,
so.
They
Matt,
said
that was-
cold is a sign of the dead.
Well,
so
and
you
it's
got
places-
souls in there.
Well, if
you ever
that's
know that
true,
when people say that their houses are possessed and stuff, they feel that their house gets cold. They feel the drafts and stuff.
Yeah.
And
you
you
still
guys
don't
like the
believe,
cold.
John.
Nope.
I love it.
I love the
This
cold.
will just completely sway you into the summer side now.
Why?
Cold's for the dead. We're alive.
Don't you sleep
we'll
better
all be
when it's
dead.
cold? Don't you sleep better?
I don't even sleep with blankets on, Coach.
Jeez.
Matt, how about this?
Well, when it's cold?
No, I like to be warm as ever. I want my room to be warm. I don't need a blanket. I like to just.
Oh, so you're keeping the heat on your house like 84.
No, maybe not that. Not that.
What do you got, Soup?
You said worst. You put this on the page for us. Worst U.S. prisons in operation today. In Tent City Jail in Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah.
Developed by Sheriff
Joe Arpaio.
Joe Arpaio. Using army tents, uncooled in the summer and unheated in the winter.
Yeah, he did that to deter crime. Yeah.
That's where they'd send Cooley because he'd be freezing in the winter.
Have you ever seen pictures of that? It's just like fences with like it looks like a military camp.
I'd be
Oh,
such
so
a
these are
model
all
citizen.
still in
Yeah, these
San
are all-
Quentin, Sing Sing.
I hope
Yeah.
you don't get.
Have
sent
you guys
to
ever
Tent
seen
City.
any? Are there documentaries on these prisons?
Yeah, a lot
I bet
of
it's
them.
incredible.
There's a great one on Netflix that goes through ones in the world. I just put ones in the United States on there.
Where do they say is the toughest of all of them? I mean, I've heard San Quentin's
Yeah, I mean,
unbelievable.
San Quentin and Pelican Bay. I mean, all these. I mean, there's the one in Tucson. And then you got Leavenworth is where a lot of the federal prisoners have gone. Terrorists
With the
and things along
Polonsky
that.
one, it says it's a death row prison.
Yeah, it's all death row there. That's in Livingston.
Oh, my
Texas.
Lord.
Yeah, that's a small pop, but still, it's all people that are going to die. So yeah, I don't know. And then there's that the Tutwiler Women's Prison. That's
Wait, this
in
prison
Alabama.
they fight? They fight there to make them better?
Yeah, that's what they say. They said the warden and the guards,
Where?
the
Which one?
gladiator
The
prison.
Idaho
Yeah, in
Correctional
Idaho.
Center.
They encourage it.
That'd be
I don't know
incredible.
if that's true.
Wow.
They deny that, but you know.
What would you rather be? Would you rather? So say you accidentally ran an old lady over back in 1975, and they said, "All right, you're going to get locked away in the Moundsville Penitentiary." Would you rather them just put you in old Sparky, or you get locked in here the rest of your life?
In general population?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Nah, I'm taking my chances. I can live.
Yeah.
Man.
Then it depends on what I did. If I did something that I was, whoa, that's a nice bike,
wow.
dude.
Hey.
Yeah,
I don't
for
know.
the-
If it did something so reprehensible, I didn't deserve to live. But if it was an accident, yeah.
Well, hey, real quick before we go to break, did we mention what's across the street from us? Did we say that?
No, we haven't talked about the beautiful mound of Grave Creek.
You won't see this on camera because we got all our cameras facing the prison. But directly across from us is the Moundsville Mound, the
Grave
Creek Mound. Now, my only thing. If this place would be haunted, I would say there's a better chance of it being haunted by whatever's buried in that mound than there is whatever's in this prison.
Real good chance, but I think both.
So why do you think that would be more haunted than this?
I don't
There's
know.
bodies in there.
I just feel like all the
Base to
violent
the top.
stuff that is happening here would make people want to, I don't know, completely ruin it by haunting it.
Well,
Then-
do you guys agree in order for it to be haunted by a certain soul of some sort, that person would have had to have died in here, correct?
I mean, well, or if they died on the grounds.
On the on the grounds, somewhere on the grounds. But I mean, it was like if like the guys that escaped and one of the guys got shot in Parkersburg. I don't think his soul's going to come here.
No.
I mean,
I'll tell you what.
doesn't that sound right? It can only be.
Yeah, that's what I think.
if you bury me in these fucking walls, I'm haunting this place.
Oh yeah, shit! You might have fallen off a roof putting cement up there.
You wouldn't want to be stuck here your whole eternity.
Oh, I'm haunting it if they bury
They
me
didn't
in
put your
walls.
remains to rest. Yeah, you should be. You should. So.
You know what's awesome too about this place? Everything. Tom said everything. Maybe a few little things is still the same original
I love it.
as it was.
That's awesome.
The paint, because like some of the paint on the ceilings is, but a lot of the paint is still good.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Isn't it awesome? These Gothic
Oh
style
my God!
columns
That's
out
what
here.
made
and
me
stuff.
think of that in these bars.
Yeah.
And the
So
same
neat.
windows. It's just it's really incredible.
Why
And-
would you decorate a prison?
Well, I mean, they want to make it look nice.
Yeah.
A prison?
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to just put like a garbage-looking building in the middle of a city. You got to make it look okay.
Who drives by a prison?
Gotta meet
But-
the city
but-
code.
but
Yeah.
that's
a
Boy, I
nice
want to
looking-
check in there. Yeah.
Coley, what do you want them to do? Like electrocute someone, just throw them out in the front yard?
That's not what I mean.
We have vacancy sign in the front.
Well, because I mean, for like political reasons and stuff, when it looked nice in the early like 1900s and stuff, they probably needed funding from the state.
They copied this one. Joliet prison in Illinois was kind of like the prototype.
Well, yeah,
for this
and,
one.
and this thing, I can't say when I come and see the front of this thing that I go, man, this place really looks beautiful. This place is like, it looks like an old castle, like an old.
it's incredibly constructed. Though.
It's beautiful in the form of its architecture,
yeah.
but it looks like a place that I don't want to.
I don't know.
visit.
It looks
Exactly.
intimidating.
You
I think,
literally get an eerie feeling.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you say you
Even
don't,
a
you're-
few
you're
blocks
right.
over when you start
Oh,
seeing
you
it.
see it.
Yeah,
Like you see
start,
the guard towers.
Yeah, you definitely feel different when you're nearby.
Agreed.
Every time I look up in those windows up there, I'm just waiting for someone to walk by.
All right, we are going to take a quick break here and maybe get one of the tour guides on, and then we're going to go get our friend Tom, and they're going to have him
Yes.
talk about some stuff. So we're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Awesome.
All right, welcome back to the Pine Room Podcast. We are joined by one of the tour guides here at the penitentiary, Garrett Osbourne. Number one, the first question I want to ask is, how in the world did you get involved with a place like this? What did you see from this place and go, man, I really want to work here?
And thank you, Garrett, for taking
thanks.
10
Yeah,
minutes
yeah,
and
yeah.
Thank
Not
you,
a
Garrett.
problem,
and
guys,
joining
not a
us.
problem.
We really appreciate it. We want to hear it firsthand about this place. So, Job, your question again, Garrett.
Just what turned me to it?
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. My wife was looking on Facebook, hey, the prison's hiring. And I was like, all right, cool. You know,
Are you from around here, Garrett?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm actually from Tennessee.
Oh, Tennessee.
Oh,
okay.
shit.
You
Oh,
obviously
yeah.
live here in Moundsville now.
I actually live about 10 minutes away in McMecken.
All right.
Oh, you're
Okay.
up. You're north.
Yeah.
Okay.
Home
right.
of Charlie Manson.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So how long you been working here?
Honestly, about 5 months.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
All right. And then just in general, how's your experience been?
Wild.
Let me ask you this, Garrett. Before you got here, did you believe in ghosts?
No.
And what is the first thing that you've seen or heard here that was your definitive, like, okay, there's something that made me a believer now?
Well, honestly, in North Hall right here, that actually housed the worst of the worst inmates. Your murderers, rapists, drug lords, gang leaders. Well, about 450 deaths happened in that one hallway.
Wow.
Out of the 998 inmate deaths.
Nice. Wow.
Now,
Jesus.
when you first came to, had you ever done like public stuff like this before, where you had to? Did they teach you, or did they say take them through?
Honestly, it's kind of ironic why I'm here, because I actually used to be a corrections officer before this.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you were a prisoner.
No.
Oh, man, me too.
I swear I thought you were going to say.
too.
Oh man,
I spent like
18 years in here.
where was that facility that you worked at before?
It's actually about 2 minutes away from here.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually a maximum security prison.
All right.
Yeah, well, a lot of inmates that lived here are over there.
Oh, the regional.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you so when you got here, did you have any interest in like giving tours, like running the whole place?
No, actually, my father-in-law, my wife have always told me you need to get into something like this because you're such a people person.
Yeah.
It's you love to tell stories, you like to talk. I was like, well, heck, I'd get paid for this. So.
Did you have to do a lot of research into this place? I mean, there's so much
Honestly,
stuff.
I didn't research it, not a damn thing. And when I got here, they gave me a 9-page script.
Okay.
I had to memorize, and I read about the first paragraph. Yeah, I did not read anything else. But I was like, no, I'm not a reader. Screw this. So I just watched the other tour guides who've been here a lot longer and kind of made it my own thing.
Learn from them and
So
adapted it to your own.
Do you only give the tour you're doing tonight? Is that the tour you give all the time, or are there different things you do?
Strictly history.
Okay.
So you do the same thing every day. So
Every day.
You've seen pretty much every nook and cranny in this place, right?
Even an inmate who once lived here for 10 years.
Oh, really?
For a tour.
No,
wow.
no, I'm kidding.
That's fascinating.
That's crazy.
Showed me where he got stabbed. Actually, lifted up his jacket.
wow.
And said, and this is where it happened. And I'm like,
my.
okay.
What was he in for? Do you know?
I didn't even think that.
I didn't want to ask. Yeah.
All right. So one thing I think that a lot of people are going to be interested in hearing: what kind of experiences paranormally have you had here?
Honestly, I've had physical stuff happen to me. I was actually walking out of North Hall, closing this place up by myself in the pitch black prison.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I was walking down one of the caged areas, and it kept feeling like somebody was walking behind me. I turned around, nobody was there. Each time I kept walking, it felt like it was getting closer and closer and closer to where my hairs on the back of my neck were standing up.
Yeah.
So I ended up power walking out of there. And I woke up the very next morning and had 3 scratch marks on my back.
Wow.
Oh yeah, and I actually will because I met Garrett on Friday. I'll put a little link to that picture. It's pretty intense. It's pretty intense.
It's got 2 long marks going down my right side shoulder blade, and then another one going down my spine. You kind of have to zoom in to see that third one.
Yeah.
And so is that? I mean, that's creepy enough. But have you had any others?
Yeah, my name actually got brought up on a spirit box in the same hallway.
And if I'm wrong here, I know I've done my watching of paranormal stuff. A spirit box is thing that it goes through different frequencies of radio, and then it comes if a ghost or whatever has the ability, then it can put forward the word that it wants to put forward. So you got Garrett out of there.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So what does that mean? They know who you are in here? Like
Man, I would have quit so fast. Oh my god.
You
All right, Tom.
Yeah. You kind of get numb to it after a while, and it's just like, what's going to happen?
And you realize they can only do so much to you, right?
Yeah.
Hey, what did your wife think when she saw those scratches? I mean,
you were cheating on her.
Honestly, the first thing I said, no, babe. I got some scratch marks on my back.
I was at work, right?
And I don't know how they got there. And I was like, you will see that they do not look like fingernails.
Yeah.
That's great.
So she was like, babe, I know those aren't fingernails. That was something else. And I was like, listen, I just wanted to tell you.
Now, have the other tour guides had experiences also?
Tina.
I heard her just telling a few things there while we were walking in.
Tina actually, she has some scary stories.
Really?
Actually, one happened to me last night because I was actually walking down one of the bullpen cages to get to the basement, and I had to stop my entire tour group halfway through the cage because I thought I heard her talking in the hole, which is basically solitary confinement.
Gotcha.
And it was so loud that I heard it all the way out there. So I was like, I think there's another tour group down there, so we're going to kind of hang back real quick. So I'm waiting for like a good 10 seconds, and everybody in the back's like, what's going on? I was like, there's another tour group down there. I just want to make sure that I give them enough time to get out before I didn't want to run into them.
Yeah.
Right.
So we go heading over there, and I didn't hear anything else. And I looked down there. Nobody was in there. And Tina actually told me that this has happened before. So in a way, we kind of think that we have a mimicker.
Like somebody that's mimicking your tour group. So just
actually mimicking your very own voice.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm getting chills, man.
Yeah, because
Job, I'm
Tina-
starting to believe.
Hey, Garrett, tell us, in your tour group, have you had any people like? I'm sure it's getting a little creepy in there because it's pitch dark. Have you had any people in the tour group like have anything happen or flip out and like want to run out and get so scared they had to leave? Really? Tell us a little bit about that.
Last night, I had a tour group that had a little girl on there, probably about the age of 13.
Okay.
Well, we were walking out a Shadow Man hallway, and when we got to the end, she said that it felt like somebody yanked on her hair. She asked everybody she was with. Nobody knew what she was talking about, and she ended up actually running out of this prison.
Wow.
Oh, my.
So what if somebody runs? Are you responsible for them, or are they on their own? Do you tell them before, hey, you get lost in here running?
Make a wrong turn.
Honestly, I'll just be like, well, this is normal. So there's no need to run.
Yeah.
And I never saw her by the time I got out of here.
She was gone.
She was already gone, left her family and everything.
Oh, my.
Poor girl.
So for people that want to know, how long, like from, because you guys start tours at 6 o'clock, how long do the tours run, at least these tours for
Some
October?
nights we won't get out of here till after midnight.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, do the tours go do they all year round?
The history tours are all year round from March to December.
Okay.
And which, by the way, we have to be shut down during the winter because there was never any central air heat.
Do you so obviously there's stuff that happens during Halloween time when you guys do the ghost tours. On the history tours, have you ever had anything happen there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually had 2 kids walk out of there with scratch marks on their back.
Really?
Jeez.
So what is up with that? The scratch marks on the backs. Like, I wonder why that's a thing.
I don't know.
As soon as I go home, Garrett, I'm looking right in that mirror, checking my back. I mean,
It's a possibility.
I'm terrified.
Now, Garrett, Tom has talked to Job and about us possibly getting 20 guys paying the fee, whatever it may be, and spending
Got a fan out there waving.
the night in here, like from
We
10,
offer that. We offer 6 hours.
Yeah, it's 10 to 4 in the morning.
18 or older.
It's your
It's 11 o'clock at night to 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my Lord! You think it'd be worth it for us to do it?
I'll put it to you this way. Tour guide, there's only 2 tour guides here when that's going on, and that's it. We don't even come with you.
Why? Because it's that scary?
No.
We hang out in the gift shop all night, give you a map of this entire prison, and let you loose all by
I'm hanging out
yourselves.
with you in the gift shop when we do that.
Stuff happens in the gift shop.
Nah, dude, I'm not even.
So obviously you've done that with groups before, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what do the groups just go around and just all over the building and
All
look
over the building, they'll sit there. It's completely pitch black in here, so you have to bring your own flashlights. A lot of people bring their own ghost equipment.
Really?
Thousands of dollars worth of ghost equipment.
All right. All right.
And do people usually have good feedback? Like they see stuff or hear stuff?
Yeah. I've had people actually capture the Shadow Man.
Wow.
Now, and for the, I think you do know about the Shadow Man.
A little bit. I've been in here like 6 or 7 years ago, probably for a tour.
That was that picture taken around? Was it the cafeteria
The
door?
new cafeteria door, yeah.
Yeah. I looked that up right before I came here, and it's pretty intense. I'll put it on the video for people to see it. What was I going to ask? Oh, shoot, I had a question. I can't remember.
I was here one time when I did the tour, and they stopped us. We weren't allowed to, maybe because the infrastructures, you can't get up there anymore, but where the warden was. Are people allowed to go up there, or is no?
It is actually condemned.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you can actually see through 2 floors if you look in one of these windows.
And nothing. Obviously, if it's that way, they just leave it as is. Nothing has been refurbished in here, right? It's all original.
Yes, it is all original.
The paint, the bar, the
Well,
sill.
you'll notice that if you go in a new wall, it's painted gray.
Yeah.
But if you look at the ceiling, you can see where the actual original paint was. Because Netflix was here filming one of their shows.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Were you here for that?
I was
I was
not.
gonna say, I wonder how cool that production was.
Yeah.
So you said, I think you said you didn't. Did you not believe in any of this stuff before you came here?
No, I did not.
So now you're a full blown
Believer.
believer.
He had the proof. He had the proof on
I'm
his
still,
back.
you know,
First-hand account.
I'm just gonna. I am a full blown skeptic. So
Me too.
I'm really. Chris and I are eager to try to get something that'll
Garrett,
prove us wrong.
how do you explain it to someone that like Jubb that is just completely they don't believe in it? How do you explain what goes on?
I just tell them, hey, listen, this happened. Can't explain it. So you can take it as it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I won't ever say like, I can't. This is hard because I don't believe it, but I am open to the possibility of it being real. So until it's proven to me,
I hope you get scratched.
I'll put it to you this way. One thing happened in the psych ward in the infirmary, and it was a guy that was up there, and he said, you know, how do you deal with a skeptic?
Yeah.
Because I'm very skeptical. And she was like, you just messed up. He was like, you do not say the S word in here. And
Yeah, Jubb, you and I might
They're
get
coming
it
for
pretty
you
good.
two guys.
right after he said that he was a skeptic, the tour guide, which is Tina, she will tell you that the guy, they were about from me to you, and his face went like this.
No way.
Like jerked to really jerked to the side because he said that it felt like somebody open-handed slapped his face, and Tina actually heard the smack.
That's incredible. What's the?
How do you even explain that? Like,
You
that's
can't.
unbelievable.
You got to take.
The unexplained.
I believe it, though,
Yeah,
but, like,
yeah.
What's the haunted house like?
It's pretty good.
Is it pretty good?
Yeah.
Tom wants us to go through it. Would you recommend going through it?
I would.
Okay.
I want to go through
Obviously, you've been through that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's the coffin ride, or what's the ride on a coffin or something?
Yeah, they put you in a actual real coffin.
and you drop down like.
They drop you down into a slide.
Wow, that's unbelievable. You need a GoPro on for that job.
All right, Garrett. Well, it's thank you for coming on here.
Yes.
This has been
That was
great.
awesome, man.
Yeah. This
Hey,
is
that was good.
You know, this has been such a pleasure to be able to come and do this.
Well, honestly, this is my first thing doing this.
Oh, you did a hell of a
You did a
job.
great job.
It's pretty
Wait,
cool,
Garrett,
guys.
I know you said you're a Busch Light guy. If these ghosts in here had a choice of beer, what do you think they would drink?
Bush.
there you go, Karen. Bauer.
Thank you, Karen Bauer.
All right. All right. Thanks,
Thanks,
Garrett.
Thank you, guys.
Garrett,
Thank you.
You're the man.
Yeah, y'all have a good one, guys.
All right.
All right, welcome back, everybody. I want to send a thank you to Garrett for coming on. But we have, ladies and gentlemen, the head honcho himself, Tom Stiles. He's the executive director of the Moundsville Economic Development Center. He was nice enough to kind of show us this place a couple days in a row, Thursday and Friday. And then we are thankful to have him here on the set. Thanks for coming, Tom. Thanks for being on.
Oh, that's quite all right, man. We enjoy having people come from the outside, and I would do anything to make the exposure to this place better.
Yeah, well, we're gonna hopefully we do it justice. So you showed us this place a while. You've been here for 21 years, right?
Yeah, I'm in my 21st year.
21st year. So number one, how did you get involved with this whole thing to begin with?
Well, years ago, I used to run a little business here in town. It was a skating rink here in town. And skating rink business typically is very, very busy in the winter months, very slow in the summer months. And I had a friend who was on the board of directors here at the Moundsville Economic Development Council, and they knew that I struggled a little bit in the summer months for income, and they came to me and thought that I would be a good tour guide. So they offered me a tour guide position, and I took that tour guide position, and from day one, I fell in love with this place.
That's awesome.
I love history. I love the mystery of the place, but the history of the stuff, and I love presenting history to people when they're interested in it. It's such a rewarding job when you've got somebody that's just biting on every word that you're saying.
Yeah,
it's a great job for that type of an individual. I was a tour guide for about 3 seasons, and then the manager here got let go, and they offered me the management position, and I took that, and I was the manager here for several years, and then about 4 years ago, the executive director left, and they said, Tom, we want you to run it all. So I've been doing that for my 4th year doing gigs. But I've been here for 21 years. I've been on every square inch of this building. I've heard so many different stories. I've seen so many pictures of the paranormal stuff, which is kind of what we're doing here on the porch tonight with the paranormal type tours that we're offering. I came here as a big skeptic, but I wanted to see it.
Yeah.
And I did my best. I did my best to try to. I mean, I would come here and when they did the overnight stays, and nothing ever happened when I was around. I never saw anything, and for years. And like, I was here on my 7th year that I was here. There was a film crew here that was filming for Paranormal Activity. They were. That's what they were here for. They were camped out in North Hall with all their equipment and so forth, and it was a dark night, and it started storming. It was just. I mean, really, it was like thunder, lightning, hard rain. Well, they had taken the monitor from my computer in my office, and they hooked some cameras to it and put it out in the hallway. And about 2:00 in the morning, they decided it was just so loud, the thunder. It was just one of them stormy nights, and they told this young boy there, said, you get down and unhook his monitor, put it back in the offices. We're going to wrap it up for the night. We can't capture it. It was just so noisy. So I went down with this young boy, and he started to go over to the monitor, and he says, wow. He says, come over here and look at this. And I went over to the monitor and looked, and there was a white light that was on that monitor, and it was just like moving around. And we watched it for 7, and then 2 or 3 other guys came, and they was watching it. And there was probably about 4 to 6 of us. The exact number I don't know, but there was more than myself. I would know that. And one guy says, well, I'm going out in the yard where the camera's at and see if we can see it. Well, we all just, it was raining really hard. We went out there, and there was a light in the yard, and it was about 3 to 4 inches in diameter, anywhere from 2 foot to 30 inches long. And it was just moving around in the yard. It was just moving back and forth and moving around. And we watched that light for, I don't know, I forget now how long, but I would say at least a minute to 2 minutes we watched that light. And that light went over against the building. And there's a set of steps that goes down into underneath the prison. And that light just went step by step by step.
Wow.
And then moved inside the building. And I said, let's go follow. We ain't following that. and we didn't. But I wasn't the only one to see that night. There was about 4 of us. So I don't know what we saw. I really don't. I don't know what kind of light that was, but I'd never seen anything like that before.
So is that your only experience as far as...
No.
I was going to say.
No. There was another experience several years ago. We were building the haunted house, which we start construction on that very early. It's not just October. We work on that months leading into October. And there was myself, and there was another individual and her husband. They were working on one side of the prison, and I was over on the other side working. And I finished up what I was working on. I was going over to meet up with them, and I had some tools in my hand. And there was an area of the prison called the Sugar Shack, which is another typical hotspot for paranormal activity. But I was walking through that Sugar Shack. The lights were off. There was a faint light behind me, but I couldn't see very well. But there was a light down the hallway way behind me. But I was carrying those tools through the Sugar Shack, and I felt this on my shoulder, just like, stop, don't go any further. You know, I thought I bumped into something. I really did. I thought I bumped into something. I put the tools down and went over and turned the breakers on. I mean, if you having never been in the Sugar Shack, it's just a wide open area.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything. I didn't,
Not like beams and stuff you can run into.
I did not bump into anything. I mean, and that area of the prison is another typical area where there's a lot of activity. A lot of the paranormal investigators, they like to camp out in the Sugar Shack. No one was ever murdered in the Sugar Shack, but there was a lot of graphic violence and stuff.
Yeah.
There were some murders and rapes and different things went on in the Sugar Shack. It was a indoor recreational area for the inmates. It was, I won't say it was unsupervised, but it was lightly supervised. It was an area of the prison that the inmates had a little bit of freedom to go to, but there was a lot of homosexuality, hence the name the Sugar Shack. But
Gotcha.
I was going to ask why that was.
But that's typical for the prison. You know,
Yeah.
if you're in a prison life, it's around you. You know, it's going to happen. But those are the two experiences that I personally have experienced. But I've talked to many, many people who've come in here for the night tours, and I've seen grown men go in there, and we're in the gift shop area where they enter the prison, and they'll come bursting out of the hallways let me the hell out of here now. I'm done. I want out now.
I'm sure that's got to be like, in a normal workspace. I'm sure that over a span of time, people don't have that many different stories to tell. But I'm assuming with you, every year's got to be something new. There's got to be something new every time.
It's almost every day.
Yeah.
There's something new.
Yeah.
The tour guides that we have up here tonight that are doing this night walk, this north walk that we do, they're taking these individuals to areas of the prison that's noted for where some murders have taken place and some graphic things have taken place, and they're typical areas where there's paranormal activity captured.
Yeah.
That's what this is all about. As recently as last night, and I just saw the picture just before you came and got me, I just saw the picture a gentleman had that he captured here last night. I went through his phone, and you got these real live pictures. It's got that little bit of motion in it.
Yeah.
Well, he's flipping through these pictures, and between these two pictures, this full body pops up. And we took those pictures and we separated. There's nothing between them two pictures.
Oh man!
But when you flip that, there's a full human figure.
Is that guy still here? The guy that showed you that picture.
Flag him down.
No, he's not here. But
Do you have the picture?
I don't have it with me right now. But there's a guy down here that's working for me tonight.
Will you get him over here before
Absolutely.
we leave?
I want you to see it.
Yeah, I want us to see that.
You think I might be joking?
No, I
I'm
believe
telling
you.
It's there.
You want to see if he has any scratches on his back?
No, that gave me goosebumps, like him
that's
explaining that.
crazy.
So I want to. Would you please get him over here, Tom?
I can call him on the radio and have him come up.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Hey, Tom. So for the folks out there that have never been down here and really don't know what is offered down here, so tonight is the paranormal walk through the North Hall, correct?
It's what we call the North Walk. We run
North Walk. I'm sorry.
We run it we coincide that with the haunted house season. We offer just on the weekend nights.
Okay.
When the haunted house is open.
And
it's not a typical tour that you get. You only do that in the month of October on the weekends. Typically throughout the year, we're open from April 1st to the end of November. And we offer daytime historical tours of the prison for those 8 months. We offer them June, July, and August. We go 7 days a week, but the other months we're open 6 days a week. We're closed on Mondays, and that's a historical, operational. You get the history of the prison, what it was. You can experience a little bit what it was like to be an inmate, some of the things that they had to deal with every day, and the way they had to live their lives. It's a very educational tour.
Yeah.
And then we also, back in 2001, MTV came here and filmed their pilot episode of Fear.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that.
I remember. I didn't know that.
And they filmed that, and when they aired that, our telephones started ringing. I mean, from all over the country, people wanted to come and see what we had at this prison.
Yeah.
And so we had to develop some way to sell this paranormal. So we started offering night tours, and that was in 2001. And now we book them Every week we're booking night tours.
Yeah, one thing I wanted, because we talked about, paranormal stuff and all that kind of, we talked to Garrett about paranormal, your experiences. One thing I wanted these guys to know, and we talked about it on Friday, was this haunted house that you guys run. It's got to be one of the best in the nation.
I'm very, very proud of this haunt. When this haunt started way back in the late 90s, it was started by the Roberts Ridge Volunteer Fire Department, put on the haunted house here. And it was just, tin cans with lights in them and, hang a sheet over something to make it look like a ghost, things like that. It was very typical, just a random haunt. At one point, it got to the point where they did away with them. They hired an individual to come in and do this. And he, for lack of a better word, he stuck them. He took some money up front and then never came back. And it was like 2 weeks before it was time to open up. And that's when I had first became the manager here. And they came to me and said, "Can you figure out a way to make it happen?" Well, 2 weeks to put this show together.
Wow.
And we did. Typically it wasn't anything great, but we did a show for them. But going forward, I've done that show every year.
Yeah.
And from that point on, I knew it took more than 2 weeks. And I started building on this show. And typically, it was just a standard little walk-through haunted house. But now, after the 15 years that I've done this, it's completely computerized. All the sound and lighting is run through the computer. We have about 45 to 50 actors that we train and put in these sets. I go to trade shows for the paranormal. I go to the trade shows every year and buy new props.
Okay. Wow.
We invest thousands and thousands of dollars into this haunt.
Now, do you keep adding? Do you add year after year? Do you add
every year? It's different.
Oh, okay.
Every
So
year
it's
not the whole show. We get an area and we know we've nailed it. Well, we'll nail it for 2 or 3 years before we change it, because we get repeat customers. They come here because they know they're going to get a good show.
Wow.
We had a woman here. I don't know, it was last night or Friday night.
I think it was Friday night. Yeah, what you were telling us that.
This is the third time she's been here this year.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this year it's her third time coming back and buying a ticket. She said this haunt. She says I travel around and go to haunts. She says honestly, so far this year I've gone to 20 haunts.
Oh my God!
And she says I keep bringing back people. She said you are at the top of the 20.
That's awesome.
That's great.
I take very. I'm proud of the show.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's a show, but we're charging a decent price for people. We're not trying to get rich off of somebody. We're giving them a good money value for their ticket.
Yeah.
Tom, I wanted. Oh, sorry. Keep going.
No, it's a 45-minute show.
Wow.
For $20.
Yeah, I just sorry, Soup. I just heard that. I didn't know how long it was, and I heard when I came to Got You it was 45 minutes. That's long.
Well, that's that's less than 50 cents a minute, man.
Yeah.
That's great.
So Tom, anybody that wants to, how do they get in touch with you guys? Is it call the actual penitentiary, book tour,
if they want all of our tickets, whether it's the daytime historical tour, the paranormal tours, or this seasonal stuff that we're doing right now, they can go to our website and they can purchase their tickets online.
And that's just West Virginia Penitentiary?
WestVirginiaPenitentiary.com.
Okay. All right.
But they can also, particularly during the daytime, the nighttime stuff has to be booked ahead. We don't open up that to the public.
Right.
Yeah.
But they can come to the gift shop and purchase their ticket. If you're just driving through, see that the prison's open and want to stop by and do a tour, stop by and walk in and get a ticket. For the 8 months that we're open. The haunted house is almost 95% is online sales only. You've got to buy your ticket ahead.
Okay.
Now, I won't say that entirely because we do have people to walk up to the window. It's a timed entry. We can only take in 24 people every 15 minutes. because I'm trying to separate those people so they get the quality of the show.
Good. Yeah, absolutely.
And it takes we put 3 minutes and 15 seconds. It's exactly 3 minutes and 15 seconds between each group going in because there's things in the show that takes 3 minutes and 15 seconds. It's really cool. It really.
So you
is.
said how many people work there for you? How many actors you have?
This year we've got between 40 and 50 actors.
And then do you
plus my staff?
Right, I was going to say you have like auxiliary people doing other jobs too. Yeah,
I've got my staff.
So how many people all in all do you employ?
Right now, our number is really down a little bit. We normally have 2 or 3 more than we have right now, but we've got about 14, 15 plus me and my other management.
Yeah, wow. Well, you guys do a great job.
Yeah.
Everything we've seen has been
awesome.
incredibly impressive.
You roll out the red carpet for us, and we really appreciate it.
I wanted to circle back. First off, again, thank you for this. This is so cool because we all grew up around here, and getting to be a part of something that's so historical like this is really, really cool. I wanted to circle back to when you said MTV came here, because you've had MTV, you've had Netflix, and you've been here for 21 years.
Right.
These large production companies that come in here, how do they treat this place, and are they kind of respectful to everything that's going on, and what's that process like?
They are. They're respect, but it's their industry. You know, I mean, we've had major movie pictures shot here. Yeah. We had one group come in here to shoot, and they had a $50,000 light budget. You know, and they come through and they wanted to change the lighting so it was uniform from one end of the prison to the other. They had buku bucks. But they also came to us and said, "Hey, we're going to use this area, but we'd like to restore it for you a little bit." But I said, the only way you can restore it is to put it back the way it was. Not the way you want it, but the way it was when it was. And they did. They restored this entryway here. They refinished the stairs. They put some linoleum down with to represent what the tile used to look like. They made some cosmetics, molding and stuff that looked like the old molding.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's
Because,
cool.
I mean, this place closed in 95, and actually this upper end, there wasn't a whole lot of use from this from the mid-60s up to 95. So this end of the prison didn't get a lot of attention. Now, the other end was a little bit different. But they treat the place with respect. But I will say, you know, I cringe when they come because that's a hard industry.
Yeah.
It's a hard industry. I mean, they work 16-hour days, and everybody's jumping. There's no downtime.
Yeah.
And I have to have staff with them continuously.
Yeah.
Just because I don't want them running electric from the wrong place. So it's a stress on us, but they pay us well, so we put up with that.
Yeah.
Well, they can't build a set like this, that's for sure.
And they all know that, and they all appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, go ahead, Jarrett.
Well, I just wanted to ask, because I've heard this before. Is it true that it was going to be either the penitentiary here or West Virginia University? Is that true? Because I've always heard that.
That's a story that we've all heard. It's lived in this area.
Yes.
But that's really not true. That's not true. Both the penitentiary and the university over there was established around the same time period, but this was always designated.
Awesome. Okay. Well, you're doing a great job, Tom. Again, thank you for doing all this for us. It means the world, and we hope we can give back to you guys as much as we can. But you're doing a great. I know you got a busy night, and I'm thank you for coming and spending time with us. But if you want more information, you can go online. There's one more week of the haunted house.
One more week
of the haunted house and the ghost tours of the North Walk. But we urge you to go do this. It's an unbelievable experience. We've only seen the tip of the iceberg, but we're hoping that you guys come and give it a look. So, Tom, thank you for coming on.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Tom.
it. Thanks, Tom.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Tom.
All right.
Go get that picture.
I will.
All right.
All right. All right, welcome back, everybody, to the West Virginia Penitentiary. Big thank you to Tom and to Garrett for coming on and telling us of their experiences here. Tom just showed us a picture that one of his employees had by the name of Mike on his phone. It was a kind of a picture of a full figure on what he was talking about, a full figure on the phone. But
You ain't buying what he
no,
said.
because here's the thing: what happened is, I think that there was somebody behind him that took a picture at the same time that he took a picture, and when that flash went off, it cast a shadow of him into that room. That's what I think happened.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
No,
Maybe.
Was there somebody behind him? We don't know if someone.
We don't know. We can ask,
never
but
know.
we'll never know. But
not
I
know.
think Lee, one of the tour guys, I can't see if he's even still out here. He might be down here still. But he said, is that him? No, I can't see. But he said it's ironic that the seal of West Virginia is on the top here, and I think Montani Semper Liberi, I think it says, Mountaineers are always free, and it's always it's on prison.
Yeah.
Oh, that is true. That's funny.
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Job. I truly believe in that picture.
So do I.
So-
Cool.
No.
Cool. So do I.
Now,
They want to believe it, Job.
Exactly.
They want
That
to
was
believe it. They can make it scary.
Exactly.
That was a
Why don't we
full
see? Why
body.
don't we see if we can go on one of the tours? If we can hop on with one of these groups and go through with them.
That's fine with me. I'm down. But I'm telling you right now, I'm taking pictures everywhere, and I'm catching something.
Yes.
If you catch something that you can convince me,
he'll explain it away no
no,
matter
no,
what.
no,
Yeah,
no. I'm going to be open minded. If you catch something that is,
No,
it
you're
can
not
convince
you're not
me
gonna be open-minded.
that
We just had 2 tour guides come on here that have worked here for 20 plus years.
You
combined.
understand if you go in there and you say that multiple times, you're done for. Not done
What?
like something like you're either gonna get slapped or you're
They're going to lock you in the
Charles
in the cell.
Manson will haunt you.
Chuck,
forever.
he's still,
He never was in here, though.
He was.
He requested to be transferred here, but he
Wonder
never
who?
got it.
Wonder who?
Oh,
like
he
the
was
most,
never in here?
No, he never was
Oh,
in here.
Manson wasn't in
No,
here?
no.
Oh, he was in
Why did he request?
He was
that?
out in California.
That's right, California.
Who do you think was like the
Well,
most notorious person in
Probably
here?
Red
Snyder.
Red
Yeah.
Snyder.
Yeah.
which we talked about in the first block of the show. There, Red
We actually got
Snyder.
to go into his cell. It's pretty nuts in there.
He was
Yeah,
the
Chris,
leader of
you-
the Aryan
Yeah.
Brotherhood.
Chris,
Jared.
you said you were creeped out when you walked in there, huh?
Yeah,
Just a
well,
minute
I
ago.
took a little break from the set, and when you guys were talking to Tom, I just stepped through the front door there and went into the room on the right, and all by myself, pitch dark, and just my phone and the light on it, and it's creepy. So I think I'm starting to change my opinion.
Yes.
We-
Wait
may-
till we spend the night in here.
I know. I can't
Look,
wait.
when we spend the night in here,
Yes.
dude, I don't know, man.
Are you going to do
I
it?
don't know. Yeah, I'll do it, but I'm gonna be so scared.
What are you scared of?
The dark.
That's my thing. is I
That's
don't
the
really know what
unknown.
to fear.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing in there.
I don't
that-
think I'd be. I don't really think I'd be scared
I'll tell you
because I don't. Me as a skeptic, I don't believe that there's anything that can hurt. Even if they are real,
So you
what are
don't
they
think
gonna
you'll
do?
have any bouts
Aren't
of
you?
like just anxiousness? Ain't like
No,
just
no,
you know this is not normal surroundings for people like us.
Well, I'll definitely say that being in there is a creepy
to me,
feeling.
to me,
but-
the more intimidating thing about this is that it's an actual prison
Yeah.
than it is that they're paranormal.
that's what I.
That
That
was
was my
my
thing.
Honestly, the paranormal can only do so much to you. I
Exactly.
mean, no one's ever been known to be killed by a ghost. I mean, they can drive you mad. They can do crazy things to you, partially injure you, but they're not going to
That,
really
that
kill
was the
you.
thing, Matt. When he took us through the biggest thing that was creeping me out was thinking about like people actually being in there, like and being where they were locked away. Were like I could just walk right out of the prison, but like they literally were.
No, there's
stuck
something
in
to be
there.
said when you go behind those walls, and just the feeling that you get. That so many people have had. Fortunately, none of us have ever had yet. Knock on wood. As a matter of fact, out of all of our friends, which guy do you think would be the most likely to do time in prison?
Probably
Nick.
Coach Dell.
Nick.
Me.
Nick would do something
Nick for
fishy.
tax evasion.
Yeah.
Coach Dell.
Well, he wouldn't be in the he wouldn't be in a place like this for tax evasion. He'd get in one of those blue collar prisons.
What's that's what I think I asked on the way home on Thursday when we first got here. What's the most mundane crime that you could have done to get locked away in here?
Probably like an armed robbery
Yeah,
where you
grand-
didn't actually kill
like
somebody.
grand larceny.
Like,
or
yeah, like if
something?
you robbed a bank,
Yeah.
or say you took hostages, but you didn't harm anybody, even,
Yeah.
and you stole or whatever.
If you stole like millions from a charity, would you end up in here?
Potentially, yeah.
Like you stole like a banana from Walgreens. You're not gonna get thrown in the.
Wouldn't it be neat though to
Walgreens sells bananas.
I was thinking that same thing.
Where the hell was there a Walgreens in the late 1800s
They
in
sold
1995?
Yeah, back in
around here?
'95 they sold produce.
do you think it would be neat though to get a guy like that had been incarcerated for years and years
Yes.
and was and to ask him about the daily routine and
I'd love it.
his
yeah.
fears
Like here.
We
Well,
got
yeah, or here in a maximum security prison in general, but his fears, the things that he's seen, what you had to look out for, who you had to make friends with, the things that what you had to trade to get things, all the inside stuff that actually goes on. Wouldn't that be neat to hear? The politics. Well, yeah, absolutely.
King
politics.
of the mountain.
What gang do you get in? If you get in, what
they eat for lunch every day.
I wouldn't be concerned about
That's
that.
like the only thing you're concerned with.
You just can't stop thinking about.
They
food.
didn't have many salads, I'm sure, Soup, so you're in trouble. This isn't like being in Sarah's on Maine, man. This is a whole different level.
Our security guard would be neat to get on
Yeah,
too.
that'd
That
be
had
cool.
been that had been
Sure.
Corrections officer back in those days, yeah.
Oh
absolutely.
my god, wouldn't that be neat?
They said that like Wheeling Park and Central people would just go in there and play football and basketball
Yeah,
against people.
yeah. I've met some guys, some older guys that have done that, yeah.
And baseball, they play baseball against the guards.
Yeah.
I don't
Not
understand
against the
that.
guards, against the prisoners.
Why? You can't just find people that aren't killers to play with, like murderers and.
Well, they got tired of playing against the same guys.
They were too good.
Yeah, they,
I mean,
Boy,
Or they
that
just
seems
don't
like
have any friends.
that seems like a bit of a jump.
would you be intimidated coming in there and playing baseball?
If
With
I knew I
people
was
that
safe,
are in your- hell
if I knew they just had their hands, like they had nothing in their pockets and guards were protecting me, I'd love to play pickup against prisoners.
No.
So, I mean, but
Until
they,
they
I mean,
beat the shit
unless
out
you
of
made
you.
unless you made them mad during
Yeah.
the game, then you're probably okay.
Shoot,
But
12 guys could just go around you. Just,
If I got 4 other dudes on the court with me, 5v5,
Well, I guess here, think about
I
this.
would
What
love
if,
that.
Well, what if you were?
well, then you yell and one and a guy that's like
Yeah.
in there for like six bodies on,
Well, you
on
were-
him, and he's
What if
yeah,
you were
he'd be
playing
real
against
happy.
you were playing against guys that had a life sentence
Okay,
versus
no,
guys that
never
had
mind. Not
like a
that.
guys
Like-
doing
like
25 to life.
so
and-
you're
No,
telling
I
me
want to go play.
because
Like,
then
I
they
would-
wouldn't care.
But you're telling me, you, Cooley, Soup, you, Cooley, Jarrett, and Sago in there against
Versus-
5 penitentiary
But
inmates.
if they've became better, like if they're just in prison,
Oh,
but they're
rehabilitated?
yeah, like if they're good dudes in there, like yeah, we'll go
Good
play.
dudes.
Good dudes.
I think
obviously they've
listen.
made a
I think everybody
mistake,
can be
like-
redeemed.
yeah, like they made a
and
mistake. It's horrible what they
forgiveness,
did.
and Hopefully they find God, and maybe they'll change. But yeah, I don't want to chance it.
Actually, yeah.
I think
I'm
I'm
not
like, can you imagine just boxing one of them guys out and accidentally elbowing him in the head, and like he just your kidney's gone? Like,
got a
yeah,
Probably not a good idea.
What
I'm
happened
out.
to him? Oh, he's-
I'm out. Never
Yeah.
mind.
Well, guys, the penitentiary is going to certainly leave a little mark on us, but let's leave our little flair on the penitentiary. Let's run down on the front porch here. Let's run down with our usual segments here. This week in history, I know there's some stuff on here that
There's
can,
a lot of segues here.
can kind of
yeah,
be tied.
I try to put stuff on there that would tie into the
some really cool stuff.
the prison.
I
that's
think
really
one,
good.
the October 25th, 1957.
Oh, Albert.
Albert Anastasia's murdered in barber's chair in his barber's chair in New York City by fellow mobster Joe Gallo.
Yeah.
That plays for the Yankees.
no, he got traded. He got traded, didn't he?
Yeah, Dodgers now.
Yeah, he plays for the Dodgers.
That was the year you were born, Dad.
57. That's exactly right.
Albert
That was-
Anastasia.
I said Joey Gallo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the baseball. That's what they were just saying.
Yeah, I know, but on the movie, where he's an attorney and Marissa Tomei's in it.
My cousin Vinny.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't he Callow?
Gallo,
Callow?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what.
in
You're
Joe-
thinking of Joe Gatto from
Yeah.
Impractical Jokers.
So that was
Albert
mine.
Anastasia was a badass mobster, and
He got murdered getting a haircut, huh?
yeah, went into
Wow.
the barber chair like champ. Got a
took-
fresh shave, a little too tight.
Took a little too much off the
close.
top.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's why they say you caught a fade. That's what happens.
Yeah.
You get shot. And you caught a
A
fade.
lot of murders in the barber shops. In
Yeah.
the old
What
days.
else,
what about the barber shop in the prison in here?
I
I think they probably had a few of those in here.
Oh,
man.
Do you
but they
think these guided tours would be as good as the ones that in 1972 of Alcatraz? You think they'd be as intense?
Well, I would say this: for as intimidating of fellows that were in here in these days, or in days past, Alcatraz had some of the most ruthless people on the planet ever. And not that these guys are any better, but a different level of criminal. They put them there because they were so, whether they were so popular in the prisons and they didn't want to deal with all the. I don't know, people just praising them in there and looking up to them, and who knows what kind of problems this could have caused. But you also had guys that were escape artists getting out of prisons.
And see, one of the things that I think about the Alcatraz that is so terrifying about that, not of the ghost, but the fact that if you get stuck there, you're stuck. You have no way off that island.
Unless you swim, like Frank Morris.
Frank Morris. That's
Do
right.
you think they're out and about?
And I think that I totally believe that those guys survived. So
I think that
the
is
Anglin
just
brothers and
so
Frank
fascinating.
Morris, fantastic stuff there. I don't know. I always want to go to Alcatraz. I really, really want to.
Oh, I would love for all of us to go in there.
Hey, maybe we could just start doing this as a series. We go to different prisons and do a podcast.
I'd love that. That'd be great. So where we go? I don't know if I want to go down to Angola or some of these other ones. Orleans Parish.
So what about you? Anything on here piques your interest?
Well, I don't know if there's anything that like jail and prison related, but the Alcatraz stuff in 1972 when they started those, what like when did it shut down, Matt? Do you know?
1960 something.
I just can't. When I went to
was it right after that?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
with less than a year later after those guys escaped in the early 60s.
When I went out there, I just cannot believe how incredibly built that is. How you can see it from so many different angles, and then it's just out there in the middle of the water.
Yeah.
63 is when it shut down.
63. Okay.
Yeah, the rock.
I'm off a little bit here, but I think it's funny. I would have liked to have seen the world when H.G. Wells' The War of the Worlds came out and caused mass panic in the world because people believed.
People thought it was like really happening.
When was it? What was this?
In the bottom thing.
October 9th.
Wonder what that broadcast was.
And it was actually Orson Welles reading the H.G. Wells version of that story, and people thought that he was saying this was going on.
Like what happened in the news or something?
Like it was these alien things were coming. Yeah. Like, can you imagine it? But in those days, you had no way of knowing. You picked it up where it was, and you might have thought it was real.
So he's reading it, and
he's
they
reading
think it's a
and they think
news
it's real.
report. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. What about
People,
that
everybody
time?
looking up the sky.
I mean, it could never happen now. That could
awesome.
never happen.
That's so cool.
Chris, anything on there?
Well, I because we've talked about this a few times on other podcasts. October 30th, 1866, Jesse James gang robs bank in
Chris loves bank
Missouri
robbers.
and gets away with $2,000. I think the years are a lot different because we spoke quite a few times about John Dillinger and his people.
Yeah, John Dillinger's a lot later.
Yeah, but I mean that $2,000 from Jesse James, that's chicken shit compared to what Dillinger was getting. He was getting $75,000.
Jesse could have ended up in this prison in those times. I mean, that was right around the time when this prison was getting ready to get started.
And we don't hear it. But is there still a lot of bank robberies?
Over on Wheeling Island every once in a while. That West Bank over there by Abbey's got robbed.
Obviously, that was a common practice back then. But
well, how about this, Chris? If that $2,000 that Jesse James's gang robbed today, it would be worth $37,000. So you could buy a nice new Chevy with it.
Yes,
that's a lot of risk for $37,000 to end up in this place.
Yeah,
I mean, $37,000 would be nice, but come on.
Hey, I think any criminal is not as big as this crime lord. Not bigger than Bundy or not bigger than Manson or Dahmer. P.T. Barnum's Circus debuts in New York City. I think that guy.
Really? You didn't have appreciation for him?
No, I hate circuses.
They're horrible.
Yeah, but what was he a bad guy?
No, I just think circuses, they take animals.
Animal cruelty.
He gave those freaks something, a chance to live a good life.
But did he, though? Or was
the
he just...
little man who was a head, the little tiny Tom Thumb, the bearded lady. I mean, they were getting made fun of everywhere.
But did he exploit them?
Yes,
to
he
make
exploited
money?
them, but they at least lived a good life.
See, I don't
they
like
had friends, people looked up to him, little kids liked them.
Who were some of them?
The stilt man, the guy. The one guy was like a werewolf. He was just a werewolf.
Had hair all
hair
like
all
on his
over.
forehead,
and then that
on
little,
his nose.
the little Tom Thumb guy. He was like real small, and the
guy you said he's just a head.
Yeah, there was a guy
like
who was
the head
just a
detective.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Damon Wayans. Yeah,
all right, here I got a
head.
I got a couple on here that were part of the freak show. Let's see if I can find them. There was.
It's a shame we don't have our TV here.
Bartolo Velasquez and Maximo Valdez Nunez, known as the last of the ancient Aztecs, or the Aztec children.
Yeah, they were
conjoined twins Chang and Eng.
Yeah, those were gross.
Who were known as the Siamese
That's
twins.
gross.
That's where Siamese came from. Siamese twins.
God.
Let's see.
Can you imagine if you and Jarrett were hooked together?
It's like those girls, two heads.
That's what you just said. That's what you just said. Yeah,
there was Joyce Heth.
That's gross.
Joyce Heth, who claimed she was 161 years old.
Oh my God!
Let's see. Yes, there's Tom Thumb. He's 4 years old.
Tom Thumb.
He was 25 inches high and weighed 15 pounds.
Are you serious? Yeah, he was a real guy.
I don't believe that.
25 inches high.
The Warren sisters.
Oh, I'd love to see a picture of him.
2'1".
After the success of Tom,
Is he still alive, Tom Thumb?
No.
We could get him on.
After the success of Tom Thumb, Barnum. Barnum
the bobblehead.
This thing right here. This is Tom Thumb's
Hey,
head
Tom,
right here.
talk about yourself a little bit.
He would literally
No,
be the size of this pumpkin.
that pumpkin weighs more than Tom Thumb.
Jared, that pumpkin's literally not even a foot tall.
Yeah,
I mean, two.
Tom Thumb would be two of them.
Who else you got, Joe?
About right there.
let's see. There was after Tom Thumb. There was.
I just love that name.
The Warrens. The Warren
What's your
sisters.
name, Tom?
There was Myrtle Corbin, the four-legged lady.
Oh yeah, she had 4 legs. Yeah, she was like a spider almost.
Myrtle.
Four legs.
Oh, this is a
All
real.
these people travel around together.
Yeah. There was this one.
I'm allowed to go to that circus
There-
every day.
Coach, imagine them stopping for lunch together. Go walking in.
There was. There was this guy. His name was Prince Randian, aka the Living Tour. The Living Tour.
I'm getting off the bus.
There was Prince Randian, a.k.a. here's this one, the Living Torso. Sometimes they would dress him up like a snake.
4 legs.
They
You don't have a head?
They would dress. No, he just had no arms, no legs.
legs,
Oh.
yeah.
They would dress him like up like a snake, a caterpillar, or a potato.
He just like slither around.
Yeah. The wild men of Borneo. They were like.
They probably had to carry Tom Thumb around.
Yeah.
Like he couldn't.
He rode a
get up
horse
the
sometimes.
steps or-
He did. He put on. He would go on the stilt man's back. or
Yeah, he
something.
was like that was like the monkeys that rode the greyhound. He would just like ride a dog around.
There
The bearded
was,
lady was a huge attraction.
Josephine Clofulia, the bearded lady.
Yeah,
There was Chu Yang Sing, the Chinese giant.
yeah. He was. Yeah.
How tall was he?
Like 7
9
foot
feet
8.
tall.
Oh, 9.
Oh my God.
No way.
And then there was Isaac W. Sprague, the human skeleton. He was 12 years old when he started, and let's see if I can find how much he weighed. Oh, he was 44 years old, and he weighed 43 pounds.
Oh my.
He weighed less than his age.
Yes,
That's
yes.
amazing.
He died at the age of 46.
He
Yeah, he
said,
did.
"You imagine walking into a restaurant."
All right, guys, we're stopping
Jeez,
for lunch.
Table for 12.
Did you guys ever?
Would they,
couple of
would they count the twins as one or two?
That's a good question.
we need kitty
What if
chairs.
there's? Hey,
Tom Thumb needs it.
Here's the question: how would this work? What if
Mr. Thumb.
What if one? What if those twins killed somebody and had to go in here?
Oh,
What if the conjoined twins murdered someone and then got put on death? But it was the one and the other one had nothing to do with it. But they executed them both.
He's still laughing about
That's a
Tom Thumb.
That'd be a
No,
great.
Mr.
Hey,
and Mrs.
if you're gonna
Thumb.
do that, you should go murder because then if you're in
great
solitary
question.
confinement, you at least got your brother or your sister with you the whole time.
Well, what if
You'll
one
never
of them,
be alone.
Well, like you said, what if one of them was the bad guy and the other one wasn't? So half the head was out of
How
the
do you
cell.
do that in a jury trial? That would be complex. Jeez, what? Yeah.
That's amazing.
Hey, did you guys ever see The Greatest Showman? That movie?
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman. Yeah, they had a lot of them.
That's
characters
one
in
of the
there.
best
Great
ones I've
movie.
ever heard.
They
That was great.
got grocery stores. The Tom
Yeah,
Thumb.
Tom Thumb.
What do you think he?
I just typed it in and said, thinking of grocery delivery.
I didn't know you guys
Tom
ever
Thumb.
knew Tom Thumb.
So what would they just come out and like?
Yeah, they do
and,
circus
like,
shows.
stand.
Yeah.
Like did Ind-
Tom Thumb would ride the elephants.
I was gonna say they dribbled him out.
Then they had the trapeze people too, like actual performers.
Yeah, they had regular.
I think the freak show is awesome.
Oh, I
He's-
think that's incredible.
Yeah.
I just
Man, I wish they were still around.
Well,
we could have them.
getting
maybe
off the bus.
maybe we can. Is there maybe Tom Thumb had a kid? But
Oh, I bet.
Tom
yeah.
says, "Wonder why everybody's staring at us."
What would Tom Thumb's son name be? Tom
Not
Pinky.
Tiny Tim. Yeah.
What is he?
Tom Pinky.
Tom Pinky. Paulie Pinky.
all right. Well,
No, it would be
let's-
Pinky Thumb.
There you go. Yeah, it would be. You're right.
This is going off the
Crooked.
rails.
broken.
Hey, are you guys a fan of the John Carpenter Halloween? Those ones?
No.
Now, someone tried to tell me the other day there was only 3 of those movies. I looked it up. There's 13 of them.
Oh
Yeah,
my
there's
God.
a million of them.
13.
Yeah.
And the most
And they
recent
keep
one
saying-
just finished.
There's a new one out now.
Well, they keep saying this is the last
This is the
one.
last
This one
What's
was-
it called this time? Halloween
Halloween
Kills
Ends.
or Ends?
Yeah.
And
So does
what's
he-
her name?
Jamie
Jamie
Lee Curtis.
She just keeps killing him.
I mean,
and
this is
he
the
just
only
keeps
thing she's
coming
ever
back.
been in.
Does he ever die? Does he
I don't
ever
know.
Well,
He's
What's
supposed
he
to
gonna
die
do?
this time.
Well, yeah, this one ended everything.
What's everybody's favorite Halloween series of movies? Like,
Yours-
Coach, you like Friday the 13th.
Yeah, that
right?
was the very first scary
Is that the
movie
one
I
you
ever
watched at Bernie's?
Yeah, I watched at Bernie's with Joe Roth.
You were
I
scared to
drove
drive
home in the
home,
middle of the road. Swear to God, that's a God's truth. Drove on that middle of the yellow line, drove home, and it wasn't because I was drinking. Well, I was drinking, but that wasn't the reason. I literally was like this.
Were you at Grandma's house then, or were you
No,
at
I
your
was,
house now?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
in Clearview.
Okay.
And I swear I drove home and I was like this. That movie
Lock the doors.
when he jumped out of Crystal Lake into the
yeah.
boat with her. Because
You
I
guys
thought it was
watch
over.
You watched it at the bar?
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it?
That's like Uncle G.
Like that everybody
I
in
think the football game was on the other channel.
The pirate rerun. Yeah. Have you guys ever seen? Have you guys? all
Oh
seen
yeah,
it?
Chris, what's yours?
What?
Yeah, horror movie.
Like Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday 13th.
I don't watch him.
The Thing.
That movie.
But see, that one isn't like a Halloween
Yeah,
thing.
I don't really have one, Job. I mean,
Yeah, I don't have
Friday,
one either.
but that's not a Halloween movie.
Do you guys like The Conjuring? The new,
Love
there's
those.
a new one
Ones
coming
are
out.
Very big fan of those.
Those are
We
good.
went to that.
Chris, you went to the first one.
What
with
is
me.
it?
You and your mother.
What is that
There's
about?
been 3 of
Those
them.
people-
Those are real
those are
things.
real people
Ed and
that
Lorraine
they-
Warren are
Ed and
actually
Lorraine
real
Warren.
ghosts.
And
I've never seen it.
paranormal
What is it?
It's about a two people that the one is like she says she's what are they call those I
can't remember.
not
the
a
actual
clairvoyant, is that what they
they're,
are?
They're,
kinda?
yeah, they're almost like not like doctors of the paranormal, but something along those
Like
lines.
they're
They're like well known,
kind of like an exorcist,
paranormal
like,
investigators
yeah.
who come in and try to help people get these demons and things out of
Yeah.
their homes.
So they're
and
like-
it's all based on real events.
So like if Cooley said he got a spirit in his house, he calls Lorraine Warren.
Don't put that out there.
Do you like it, Cooley?
Yeah, it's scary.
They're good.
I like it.
Are they
They're
good?
watching the
Are they
Annabelle
movies?
Yeah, they're
Movies
movies. There's
or
3
series?
of them. No, they're
okay.
I don't think I've
There's
ever
three of
watched
them.
They're really good. Those
Is it worth
the watch?
If you guys, yes, that one.
Insidious and Conjuring are really good.
Insidious is a really scary movie.
Is it? What
Very,
is
very
that? What is
scary.
that? What's the genre there? I mean, what's the?
Dude's like moves into this house and he witnesses, or he watch a videotape. Is that how that goes?
I think it's something
That's
like
Sinister.
No, it's Sinister. Yeah,
Those
you're
are
right. Yeah, no,
terrifying.
that's the one I'm thinking
the
of.
scariest movie
Sinister
I've
with
ever
Ethan
seen.
Hawke. That's one of the scariest movies I've
Ever.
ever seen.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Sinister.
definitely want to watch that.
Ever.
Yes.
It's
that the one with
Yeah,
terrifying.
Insidious. I don't think
The
was as
Insidious
bad.
is like a good series. You know what I mean? Like you actually want to watch those. Like it's like
Yeah.
Hey, what about is it Hostel? Is that a scary
Ooh, yeah.
movie?
Yeah.
Is that what the
Hostel?
hitchhiker?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
what
that-
about
Oh man, that's a fucked up
Wait,
movie.
what is it? What is
the
it?
guy hitchhikes?
They're
and
going
kills-
across Europe. They're going across Europe, and there are people trying to kill them in this thing. And there's this place you go where you can pay money to go in and torture people, and it's fucked up. Oh, it's
that's what-
listen,
yeah.
it's fucking
What
heinous
about
if you were to watch it.
You ever seen the movie The Ritual? You ever see that one?
No.
Takes
I
place
feel like
on
I've
like
seen that.
yeah, we watched that together.
Yeah,
Where those,
Wait, does that
they're
have,
in
does that have Anthony Hopkins in it?
I can't
It's when
remember.
they go
They're
in
in
the
like
woods,
they're in
right,
like
Job?
Sweden, and they go through the
Oh,
woods.
no, I
You've
don't
seen
think-
that, Dad? You've
I
had
think
that
I
on a
have.
TV.
Yeah, I think I have.
That's a pretty good one if you're looking for
It's
scary
creepy,
movies.
man.
That's a good
Slippery
one.
Rock University.
Yeah.
Rock.
But
I don't think those Nightmare on Elm Street movies were that
They're
scary.
just-
They made me laugh, actually.
Yeah.
Those kids are doing stupid things in their sleep, and
Yeah.
I always thought those were kind of stupid.
I'm
but-
not a big fan of scary movies. They just don't do much for me. I think they're just the
right kinds.
fallen off a little
I
bit.
think Cooley's right. Those Conjurings are very good because you kind of think they could possibly happen. Did you watch the Annabelle ones?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
What about The Nun? Did you watch that one?
Yes,
That's
really
a good
I
one.
heard the
Hey,
nun was fucked up.
I brought up last podcast, but I think movies that are more realistic scare me more. I watched The Watcher,
Right.
that show
Oh,
that's
yeah,
out.
absolutely.
I think that's
I gotta
way,
watch that.
I
Yes.
think it's
It's
way
great.
more.
It's just,
I love it.
Those things that play tricks on your mind.
Yeah.
The mind is the and honestly, are Shakespeare not to jump ahead.
No,
but,
hit it.
make not your thoughts your prisons. Like your mind can become your own prison by what you think about it. So I put that on there, obviously to
So you're not Jub. So you're saying Chucky is not scary?
No, not anymore. It used to be.
What was Chucky's name's James Lee? Not James Earl Ray. That was the actual James. I think it was James Lee Ray.
Shoot, I can't.
I love that movie. I think it's hilarious.
What, Chucky?
Yeah, I think it's so funny.
It's
Didn't
funny
it creep
now.
you out a little bit when him being under a bed?
It does,
yeah.
but some of the
Yeah,
things that the character says are fucking.
It's
Hey,
unbelievable.
do you guys ever do you remember? You might have had them when you were a kid. There was a book and it was called something scary stories to tell in the dark.
Yeah.
And Jarrett and I used to have this book. And one story that always stuck with me and it freaked me out. And I still keep my feet in my blankets. I don't put them over the edge of my bed. There's a story where she was telling that there was she had a dog and. I don't know why. Oh, she was asleep and she felt the dog lick her foot. And it was hanging off the edge of the bed. And she kind of went back to sleep. Then she woke up. And then that morning she realized that her dog had been dead for a year. Something had licked her foot.
Was it Champ?
Well,
Hey, if she had a big set of, you know what, he'd probably be down there trying to get to him.
Imagine something licking his feet.
You probably wouldn't survive.
If we do this fitness challenge, the loser of it has to lick Champ's feet.
I think
I thought you were going to say Champ's going to spend the night in the prison.
Yeah, see, the image of his feet are scarier than whatever's in here.
You're gonna catch a disease.
I real quick
Malaria.
before we wrap up here with a little hot pit cold mug. I think like right when we were just talking right there, I kind of forgot where we were, and then I looked behind me and I realized
You
where
see the
we
bars.
were. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
forget for long.
So let's wrap it up here. We've been here for quite a while now. Let's wrap it up with a little hot pit cold mug. If anybody's got anything they want to get off their chest or highlight,
we want to go into celebrity birthdays real quick.
Oh,
We
yeah,
got any
yeah,
good ones?
go
You
ahead.
can hit
You
him
got
if
any
you wanna
good
hit
ones?
him.
Which one of those celebrities should have been in this prison?
Jared just wants to mention Drake's birthday.
Yeah, Drake. He's 36. That's amazing how old he is. I can't believe that. He's almost
36.
He's
Fucking
almost
really
40.
I'd put
ancient.
That's-
I'd
yeah.
put Katy Perry in here.
Yeah, I like the Cage.
Pat
Well,
Say
she's
you
just
know.
the last one that I enjoy on this.
There's only one person on there I don't know.
What about Brianna Tarth?
Who's
Yeah,
Gwen?
Gwendolyn.
Yeah,
Gwendolyn
that's
Christie.
she's in Game of Thrones.
She's
Okay,
she's like
okay,
7 feet tall.
Brianna
What about,
Tarth.
what about Ivanka Trump? She's 40. Did she do anything bad?
Who's Gabrielle
Probably.
Union?
I like.
That's D Wade's wife. I knew.
Yeah.
I thought Cooley be all over that one.
Isn't she a piece of shit?
Who?
Yes.
Why?
Yeah, I
Didn't she
think
do
so.
some- Gabrielle
She's a
Union.
piece of
Didn't
She's
she-
shit.
hot. I know that.
Oh, that doesn't.
Didn't she do something bad?
Probably.
I don't
She's
think
an
so.
asshole.
Oh.
I thought she was
So
awesome.
she should be doing 25 to life at
she was.
Rikers Island.
He
then.
just says she's an asshole.
I thought she
Is that
was.
Julia Roberts or is that a different one? Julie.
Oh no, it was supposed to be Julia.
Okay.
For you,
55.
Horse face. Can't stand
Wait,
it.
Julia Roberts, doesn't she have like a horse face?
No, she
Yeah.
doesn't. She's got a
She's
beautiful
horrible.
face.
But isn't that
I
what
don't
people
find her
say?
attractive.
Is she from West Virginia?
Sarah Jessica Parker
Who
has
am
a
I
horse
That's
face.
who I'm thinking
That's
of.
a horse
Yeah,
face.
she's uglier
What,
than her.
what actress am I thinking of that's from West Virginia?
Oh,
She went to
Jennifer Garner.
GW. She went to
Jennifer
GW.
Jennifer
Yeah,
Garner.
yeah.
First, real quick, I want to. Who'd you say? Sarah Jessica Parker.
Look up Horton. She'll be in like a Family Guy or somebody did like a parody. of
Yeah,
her.
they
Like,
did.
They did someone with big ears.
Seth
He
MacFarlane's.
did that a lot. Yeah, he's
Seth
on
They
MacFarlane's
it.
said
birthday.
on South Park they were talking about that there was Sarah Jessica Parker and her husband were in an interview and they were talking to her husband and then the dude that was on the
Camera battery.
Yeah, the battery's running out, so that means we got a little bit of time left. Anyway, I'll skip what I was going to say.
Well, that's the wide angle.
Oh,
so
that's a
we're
wide
all right.
angle.
So-
Okay, we're good. What was I saying? What was I saying? What was I?
Pitch black out there.
Oh, they were talking
God damn.
they were talking to her husband on the news, and the anchor goes like, "Hey, by the way, whatever his name is, what's that transvestite donkey witch doing behind you?" Talking about Sarah.
Talking about her? Oh my god. Oh boy.
My God.
All right, well, let's do a little hot pit cold mug. I want to start off with soup. Soup, you look anxious. You look anxious.
No, not
angry
angry
or
or anything.
anxious?
Just cold mug is food.
Jesus, what's up
He's
with your
hungry.
food?
Well, I'm segueing into our Sarah's on Main giveaway.
Oh, good, good,
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Thank
Plus,
you.
you're hungry,
Yeah,
right?
I'm starving.
Where are you going to go after this?
We'll go
I
to
heard
Osaka.
Osaka.
the
really
prison
good.
cafeteria is supposed to be good this time.
Are you guys
They-
going to
sure they
Osaka?
got something
I would love
special
to.
for you in there.
If they got sweet potatoes, I'm in.
You guys going to
Is it
Osaka?
Osaka?
In the prison.
I don't know.
In the prison.
I heated up my my General So's last night after about like 30 beers during the day, and I gotta say it wasn't as good as I thought it was gonna be.
How was homecoming?
It was a
Really
blast.
good, really good.
Cold mug
good day.
Hilltop.
Yeah,
I love
really
you,
good
Wes.
day.
Well,
Except
anyway,
They
go
didn't
into-
cover the spread there. You guys would have lost all your money.
I know.
We
go
knew that.
on to our Sarah's on
easy.
Main winner. She, we ran that giveaway.
Did we
thank you to
identify our
Sarah's on
winner?
Main. Yeah,
Yep,
we
I'm gonna give
we
her a
pulled
shout
a
out
winner.
right
And go ahead.
Shout out to Chelsea CM Strong 1 on winning the Sarah's on Main giveaway. You won a $25 gift card to Sarah's on Main, a Yeti tumbler with Sarah's logo on it, and some Pine Room merchandise. So
Yeah.
congratulations.
It was really cool though.
Good work.
She responded and said it made her day. So that was really,
Yeah.
Do
really
we know
cool.
her? Does anybody know her?
No, I don't.
She
know
a
her.
fan? She just
Now
she
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 stumbled
was
across us?
she was a Sarah's on Main fan. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was from her
Bridging the gap.
From her
Maybe we
side.
could give
She's
like
probably
a-
like, these guys are now at a prison now.
Yeah.
What characters am I mixed up with?
And that winner was drawn by the one and only
Yes,
Champ.
Yeah.
Champs. I
He
actually
drew it.
Georgie Kettlewell.
There were a ton of people because I actually
Yeah.
I spent some time and cut out all the names.
was a good
put 'em
one.
in
Good
a-
job, Jerry.
Put them in
That
a
was
hat.
awesome.
It
Good
took me a while. There were a shit ton of people
Yeah,
who did
it
it.
was
So
good.
thanks to everybody that got involved.
And that
that
will
was really
certainly
cool.
that certainly won't be our last giveaway.
I got a hot pit that I just we got a minute?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a hot pit, and Jared's going to agree with me on this 100%. It just came to me. So we because you guys mentioned homecoming.
Oh, I know exactly what you're
Yeah,
gonna say.
yeah. So and you got Matt, Chris, you guys. This is amazing. So we set up a tent up above. Ace was unbelievable
Right
too.
by the
By the way,
ASRC.
Ace
Yeah,
was
shout out to
phenomenal.
Ace.
God, he knows his way around there.
He should.
Oh yeah, he should. But he was
he's
was
the
unbelievable.
right-hand man. He's the guy to know
Unbelievable,
up there.
man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we set up a tent. Got we had a table. Actually pretty nice setup. We had I brought a couple cases of beer and Cooley's boss brought us a whole bunch of food, wings, pepperoni rolls, mac and cheese.
I think
Shout out the
Mom,
Nuggers.
I think Mom brought like donuts.
Yeah, and Lexi brought a nice buffalo chicken dip.
And then that big picture of
She mixed this big huge picture of by the way, we got to
it
have
was
that
Old
sometime.
Smoky and
on apple
Caramel
cider.
apple cider.
And with that
Sounds like a Halloween drink.
so
Oh, it was
good.
phenomenal.
was
Matt,
so
you'd
So
like
we
it.
had
You'd
a
like it.
good spread.
So we had a really nice spread. We had our group. We had our group
People
there.
were just ransack your
Well,
stuff?
yeah, we had our group, and we were eating and drinking, and it was nice. And these guys' friends come over, and come in and hey, you want a beer? Suddenly, just random people, just don't even ask though.
Yeah, horrible.
that don't even ask. They just come up, get in your food. The one kid, you
saw
were
a
ready
few
to punch
pictures
him.
of
I'm not
it.
going to mention his name.
I was so
He was
pissed.
just getting into beer, just randomly, not even
and giving it
That's bad.
and
Giving it
differently,
to other
giving
people.
it to other
Ooh.
people.
And then
that
I'm
makes
sure
me
they would
mad.
go down and say, "Hey, man,
Hey,
they
go
got-
up that tailgate. They'll take care
So
of you.
I don't know. You don't want to be rude and disrespectful, but you want to welcome people that we know. But so how do you
It'd be
keep?
different if they asked you, too.
Yes.
You guys everybody here is nice and generous.
It was unbelievable how they just came up and just got a plate.
And then people were like in line, like it was like it looked like
see.
Oh, it was incredible.
That would have pissed me off a
Say's
lot.
Oh,
mom said,
he was livid.
Say's mom said it was the what did she say? Oh gosh.
Well, Coach, it would have
Oh,
been, Coach,
yeah,
she called?
Coach, it would have been different if they would have came up and said like, "Hey, I'm a student here. Do you care if I have some
Yeah, and
food?"
Sure.
I mean,
I
you
don't
would have
have-
given away.
Yeah, I don't have
10
any.
times out of
I don't
10.
have any money to buy food.
mind if I have a Busch Light?
Mind if I have a
You
beer?
would have given them everything.
Yeah, just all of a sudden, like you said, they were lined up.
I really rubbed me.
Who
really
raises
just pissed.
their kids
That's
like
the
that?
thing, and it's the
Our
fact that
societies.
the fact that one kid came up, got in the cooler, and gave it to another girl. I was
Yeah,
ready.
you were-
I was ready to fucking.
And
rip.
I told Jeff Doyle, I said, even if you went up to like somebody random's tent and they offered you food, I almost feel guilty taking
Yeah,
other
yeah,
people's
absolutely.
food.
Absolutely.
And that just, I that was incredible. I kept looking to Say, and Say was getting mad because it was just more and more and more people. And
and it's tough to like. You can't really say like, "Hey, get the fuck out of here!"
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
don't take like
right.
don't take the food. So it's just awkward situation.
you're not
And it's
gonna behave like them.
And it's like I'm I'm behind the table where the food is, and they're like across from me, and they're still getting like they don't like look up and say,
Ridiculous.
"Hey, like, is this your food? Do you mind if I have some?" Like, I don't even know you.
kind
Who
of
the fuck are
manners?
you?
It was crazy.
Oh,
Yeah,
their
it was
parents
really-
should be locked in this
really-
place
Yeah,
behind
yeah,
us.
yeah.
for
Yeah.
Mark,
raising
I thought
children
that
like
you were
that.
going to go there only because I was One of you guys sent a picture.
I saw that picture
of what's his name?
Culprit, a regular culprit.
Just shoveling food in his face.
And he said he had at least 3 plates.
At least 3 plates.
And so I knew that's what you were probably going to say.
And beers.
He drinks beer too.
I wonder if he thinks that, like, when he gets up on campus, a guy like that, like, ooh, I wonder which one of these places I'm going to crash. Like, what if you guys weren't there? Would they went somewhere else?
He doesn't bring anything?
And then doesn't say, hey, here's $10.
Right.
Here's $10 to kick in for whoever bought the stuff.
It's
terrible.
It is incredible. It's incredible. Well, thanks to Patty Cooley, too.
It was overall, aside from that, I think it was
awesome. It was a great day. It was a great day.
Cools, you got anything?
Oh, no, I'm good. Honestly, that was going to be my hot pick. Too.
Good. I'm sorry I stole it.
No, it was good.
That was a unanimous hot pick.
Matt?
NFL football. I'd rather be in here overnight every single Sunday for the rest of the fall.
He doesn't even need to expand on it. All he has to say is NFL football.
And we lost our Busch Light pick today. Sorry to Busch Light and Karen Bauer for letting you down on that one.
On an overrated team.
That's on me. I really did my research, and I thought I had a winner.
Oh, you're taking the point.
Yeah, I thought I had a winner.
Yeah, and Luke DePlaga split on his picks. He had the Packers as well.
How do we do on our PRP picks?
I honestly didn't grade them because they're still going. Yeah. Some of them were.
The Dolphins are driving as we speak, so when everyone listens to this and it's already over, I hope the Steelers won.
As a dolphin.
I thought it was.
He didn't know what that was. Boo Ghost.
Yeah.
That's right. We're going to remind everybody of our River City show.
Yeah, so I'm going to just run down some stuff. Chris, you got anything?
I just want to say I thought you guys did a phenomenal job on that Sarah's on Main Street with that. I thought that was really, really well done. Good job,
awesome.
Sue.
Thank you.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited for all of us. It's going to be fun.
I can't wait to go there. I've never been there.
It's incredible.
And I haven't heard one bad thing.
Got to go early.
Emily says she loves it down there, and you guys, so
Jared, what do you got?
I had a quick hot pit just because I would have been here a lot earlier, but I want to give you guys a multiple choice question on why I was late.
Who schedules a staff meeting?
Well, staff meeting and A, I had to get gas. B, I got stuck in traffic. Or C, I was stuck behind a driver from Ohio going 15 under the speed limit.
All of the above.
Well,
C.
Because traffic today and on Sunday mercifully isn't bad around here. During the week,
I thought you got stuck in Festival of Lights traffic already. A little early.
When does that start?
Mid-November.
Well, guys, it's been a pleasure. Yes. Thank you to everybody that made this possible. Thank you to Tom. Thank you to Garrett for coming on. We're going to maybe see what we can do around here. This video will come out in place of...
Can you interview a ghost tonight?
Yeah. Well, this video will come out in place of our regular podcast, so you'll see this on Thursday. Well, I don't know why I'm saying that, as if you're going to have any information ahead of time, but you'll see this today when you're listening to this, and hopefully
you're coming out to the haunted house tonight.
Yeah.
No, not tonight.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday. You should come every day.
Yeah.
Do the history tour. Do the prison tour. Do the haunted house.
And then come down to River City on Friday.
So,
in your costume.
In your costume. Wear it all 3 days.
That's on the 28th. Come down. Give it away. 13 prizes. The main two are all-inclusive trip to Nashville. So if you're into country music and into just trips in general,
drinking.
Get that on your calendar.
If you didn't know, we are judging.
Yes, we're judging that contest. It's a lot of power in our hands.
Will you guys take bribes?
You know what Uncle you know what Uncle Ben said?
Uncle Ben's rice?
That's what I thought he meant. It's not called that anymore.
Don't
you dare call it that.
Spider-Man's uncle.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Exactly.
Uncle Ben's rice.
I didn't even Ben Kenobi.
And you know what Champ
getting
says?
late.
It'll never work.
Yeah. WKKX show, that's going on Monday, 2 to 3 p.m.
Ohio playoffs start this week. Look out.
Hey, and a little update that I don't think we talked about. We now have an office now. We have an office down at the buildings at WKKX. We have an office now that we're going to do most of our work in. So
don't send us any anthrax or pipe bombs or anything.
Hey, maybe we'll open up a P.O. box.
We could open a P.O. box. Send us some mail.
Send us some shit.
We can't even get an email. Who the fuck's going to put a stamp on something and send it to us?
True.
Send us some gear or something.
I wanted to bring this up. I wish I had more time, but Ace actually sent us an email about it. And I'll bring it up next week in replace of my monkey news. But I wish I had time because there's a story about a monkey that got locked in prison. So
all right, that's a good segue for next
I'll
week.
save it for next week. Come to the Halloween party. We got our Ohio County tailgate with Willie Park against John Marshall. That's November 4th.
It'll probably be snowing it.
We got some more stuff coming out. Keep updated. Some more stuff in the shop. Go get the Halloween stuff up while it lasts. It's going to be there till Halloween, and then she's gone. And new crew neck coming out. A couple new things, or it's already out. That's already sold out in gray, so we're going to have to edit that on there. But
and remember this about the clothing: it runs a little bit small.
Yes,
so make sure you bump up a size.
Yeah, no one likes their stuff tight. So get
Some
your
people do.
Yeah.
Not us.
Champ likes the women to wear them.
Oh,
Right,
Jesus. All right. Anyway, that'll do it for us here at the West Virginia Penitentiary.
Ooh, been a great
for
night.
the Halloween
Thank you, guys.
Spooktacular. Thanks again to everybody that made it possible, and we will see you here next. Well, not here, but hopefully not here. We will see you in the Pine Room next we meet. Later.
Good night.
Good night.
Love you guys.
All right.